Oh, hey, aloha. Welcome back. This is the BlueNote Fan Report. This is the Intermission Show. The score is St. Louis 1, Mikoa 1, Minnesota Wild nothing. Interesting game. I've enjoyed it. Wow. I will say this, Minnesota is in trouble. They need to play a lot better in the second, or this is going to be a St. Louis blowout. I'll tell you that. Um, I'm good game, you know. Blue scored twice. Yeah, that's what I said there, buddy. Fun game. So I have sent a couple invites out. We'll see if somebody joins me. If not, you get me. This will be an extended for the playoffs. The playoffs for the Winter Classic. They usually extend the intermission. A, it gives the guys a chance to get in and warm up, and B, they have entertainment scheduled. They got a band that's going to play, or a country singer is going to play during the first intermission, and I know during the second intermission they're going to do some stuff. Yeah, the ice was getting a little chippy there. I saw that, so it was time for a scrape, a good scrape. I saw them out there working on it, trying to fix it. But overall, I thought it was just a really, really good, solid game. Okay, so I'm back. It'll probably be about that long, Chris. I'm not exactly sure. Usually it's 22 to 24 minutes. The cold is affecting the guys, and if you're not out there, if you can't, I mean, it's obvious to see that the cold's affecting them. But overall, the play is good, right? St. Louis has done what they've done in the past. They have got in there. They have shot the puck. They haven't got a good cycle going, but I understand why. A lot of that has to do with the weather, but for the most part, they're getting the puck in deep. They're moving it around. They're taking some shots, doing things like that. I'm more than happy with what I've seen. I don't know if you heard me, Shopside. I said the score was St. Louis 1, Mikola 1, Wild nothing.
Yeah.
That's
I,
not Mikola's fault, though.
no, it's not.
Um, I sent our buddy. I'm hoping that he shows up. I sent him the link. Again, he said he was going to use an iPad. So when you use an iPad, it's a little funky to get on
Yeah.
time. So we don't know. Maybe I'll get him. Maybe not. But I want to know about that tripping penalty, because I always thought, and maybe this was a rule change sometime that I didn't. When you were playing the puck, it didn't count as a trip, right? Like the Bozak trip in the finals.
Yeah.
Everyone called it a trip. I said, no, his stick hit the puck first. Then the guy goes over. He's allowed to play the puck.
hmm
You're allowed to play the puck if it's in somebody's skates. You're still allowed to play the puck.
That's what I thought too, but I guess it's just a judgment call by the ref.
Yeah, well, this trip wasn't a trip because it was, I think, Dumba that tripped his own guy,
Yeah, I
right?
agree, but they're not that close at all times. They don't
Yeah.
see every angle like we get the
Yep,
replays.
yep, I know.
So
And
it was just a call. He thought it was.
I always wondered about that because I remember a game um, a while back, last season maybe, that Falk, I think it was Falk, went behind the net and they blew him for a trip. That he got tripped, but
hmm
they went back and someone said they went back and reviewed it because he actually lost an edge,
hmm
that he wasn't tripped. Well, to me, how do you go back and review that, right?
Yeah.
So actually I'm talking both. Well, Brown's wasn't a trip. Bennington was trying to play the puck. Brown didn't trip anybody. Dumba tripped his own guy. It was still a decent game. Tommy, I see you. They all look stiff. So, hey, guys, I want to tell you something, just so you kind of know. It is really hard for me to go through and show your comments while I'm doing it. So that's what I have Ashley. She has producer controls. So she's in charge of the board. You'll get your comments up when we can. We'll do the best we can. The Minnesota interference call looked like a makeup call on Brown, and that is quite possible.
hmm
It really is. It is. And again, I don't know what's going on with Twitter because it kicked my might kick me out of Twitter again. So I don't know, man. It's so frustrating. All this stuff is getting frustrating. One problem I see is because it's so cold out there, pucks are frozen solid, and no one can get rebounds or bounces off the boards to themselves. Maybe a little bit. That's a good point, Aaron. I saw that. I've been talking to a friend of mine, and one of the things that he had talked, and we were talking about Tarasenko, and you know how I think Tarasenko's defense, and this guy was telling me that Tarasenko's terrible at getting the puck out of his zone. And in the first, he had a puck where he was up along the boards near the blue line, but it was like 4 players on one, and the puck ended up getting kicked back to Falk, and then Falk kicked it out of the zone, and the guy goes, "Well, see, there's one." And I'm like, in that case, I say no. I think that has a lot more to do with the traffic around, and the play was back. Steven, be quiet. I say that because it's like 60 here because it's been raining. And I feel those guys being out there. How do the ice heaters work in the rink? You know, Chris, I honestly don't know, buddy. I really don't know. Play looks slow. Yes, it does. Like us on Live Barn. Okay, maybe not that bad. On live. Oh, okay. At the Live Barn. Yeah, no, it is slow out there a little bit. I get that. I saw that. I saw some tentativeness, but they're still being chippy. They're still hitting. They're still going out there and doing the things they need to do. I mean, I think it's cool seeing the guys with ice on their beards.
Oh, yeah.
Right? No, Kenny, you're absolutely right. It is actually because it is absolutely because of the cold. Absolutely because of the cold and what's going on. So, how would you skate? Yeah, it's a good point, Steven. It's an absolute good point. Me, I don't skate very well with no layers. You're in the middle here in St. Louis at 33 degrees. Game time temp was -6. That's correct. They ended up clocking it at -6. It actually got warmer. It was -10 there for a while. So it warmed up a little bit. There's a heat wave going through Minneapolis right now. -6.
-6 is a heat wave.
No, I'm Wild can't cut their can't out their zone. I'm just kind of saying exit the zone. I seen that go skate Minnesota. I'm not faulting Minnesota. Minnesota didn't play a bad period. But
they didn't play a period, it felt, until about 8 minutes in when they clocked in their first shot. But then they seemed to warm up.
7:20 mark was the first shot, and it was a good one though.
It
right?
was.
What do I always say, Ashley? You make your own puck luck. Right, that's exactly what Minnesota did. They made their own puck luck. Right, threw the puck towards the net. Got caught in Mikola's skates. Goes in the net. Who do you fault on that? Nobody. It's a hockey play.
Exactly.
Say again.
I said exactly.
Right. That one's a hockey play. It happens. I don't blame Mikola. I don't blame Bennington. It's just what it is. You make your own puck luck. That's what's going to happen in this game. Now, Perron's shot was a beauty.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was a Dante. That made Dante's Inferno settle. Right? That made Dante's Inferno settle. I see guys playing the type of game that you'd expect them to play at -8. I think they clocked it at -6. Right? That was a terrible. No, go skate. I don't think it was as bad of a period as you think it was. I saw Minnesota trying to figure out the best way to beat the Blues, and it just didn't happen. Right? They did play on their heels a little bit. I don't expect that in a second. Right? Well, no. Well, hold on. That's not. Well, the score is 1-1, but it's St. Louis 1, Mikkola 1, Minnesota 0. Right? I mean, it was a puck luck goal. So you can't. I mean, how do I say this in a nice way? You have to look at everything. You have to look at the undercurrent. You can't just look at it and go, oh my God, it's 1-1, and then Minnie didn't play well, but then it's 1-1. No, it was a lucky goal. That doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't affect. It doesn't change what the play was, right? Mm-hmm. It was just one of those things. Those, you're not going to get 6 of those in a game.
No, not at all.
Right? You're not going to get. You may get 1 a game. If you're really, really, really lucky, you get 2. And in fact, Tarasenko, I'll go back to the 2016 Winter Classic, 15-16, because that's how Tarasenko got his first goal. Right? Remember that? He threw it across?
Yep.
You're right. Shockey, that's a good point, too. It was in the right spot. He just couldn't control the puck. And Steven, that's exactly right. It got into his skates and couldn't do anything. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? You're never late, buddy. When you're here, you're here. When you're not, you're not. And you just go from there. We love each and every one of you, and we appreciate you for coming on and talking to us. And so now they've got this little concert going. So that's why I knew that things were going to be a little bit longer. Oops. You're going to be happy here in a second.
I'm going to be very happy in a second.
Kaprizov made that goal. He fought off a stud defenseman. Well, Trexon, that's a good point. That's a good point. He did. He fought off Parayko. He got in there and really did it. We may have to bring. It's saying if it clears up, then we'll bring him in.
Yeah.
Bad for you, good for us. And again, because we got aggressive on shots on goal, and if we keep this up, I see us potentially owning the second period. I'm not going to go that far, Chris.
Well, I will give him this. The fact that the Blues have been playing their best hockey in the second period this season, he could be right, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it the way he did.
Yeah, let's pop. Yeah, no, he's Lance. You're Bunny looks focused. Benny. Yeah, Bennington does look focused. Lance, I'm showing device now.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Hey, buddy.
Sure. We're not hearing you, Lance. Check your mic. We're still not hearing you, bud.
He said okay. He said okay.
So he knows we can't hear him.
I hope he knows that we can't hear him, but.
Yeah, you can hear us, but we can't hear you.
No.
Try muting, unmuting your mic. Sometimes that works. Or go into the settings and check that it's the right mic. Sometimes it's the wrong mic, and you think it's the right mic. Yeah, but we're not getting you at all, bud. Okay, he's going to click off of there.
Yeah.
Read my lips.
He was doing a good job so that we could.
Yeah, read my lips. No new, new taxes. Oh my, I'm sorry. I'm enjoying the game. I really am. Guess on who will score next for the Blues. In the second, mine is Tarasenko. That's not a bad guess, Aaron.
It's not a bad guess, but I'm actually going to say that I think O'Reilly's going to get one.
Yeah, I could see that too. I think O'Reilly's got something going. Tarasenko has been playing. Okay, I heard the beep, so we might have him now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Great.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm not doing too bad. Just sitting back watching the game like you guys.
Yep. So I said that the score was St. Louis 1, Mikkola 1, and Minnesota nothing.
Yeah, just sometimes that kind of stuff happens. He was doing what he should have done, is go to the net and try to keep the guy away from the puck. It's just, you got to be careful. Any puck can go in at any time, and hey, it is what it is, and you got to get past it. And I'm sure the Blues aren't even talking about it.
Yeah, you make your own puck luck.
Yeah,
right.
Basically.
And that's what that was to me. You make your own puck luck. I saw it. No issue. I
hope Shockey's right.
DP again. He uses this as reestablishment. It could be. He could be. I'm telling you, I'm excited about the Blues right now. I know I'm a Blues fan, but as a hockey fan, even if I wasn't, like, if there was another team doing what the Blues were doing right now, I would be excited about that team, with the exception of it being Chicago, because this is something neat to watch. You're seeing a team emerge, and you're seeing a rebirth and an emergence of a good team that could be becoming a great team.
Yes, I agree with that. I kind of feel that way with the Canucks. I think it is. Yeah, the Canucks with how they've done with Boudreau.
I'm reserving my judgment with them. I see what you're saying, but I'm kind of reserving my judgment a little bit. It's only been a few games, and they have finally got.
They finally
their
did
loss.
lose. But they went 7-1 with him in the first 8 games.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Oh, very impressive. So Ghost State, Minnesota says, I would argue you were already a great team. I wouldn't say a great team. I think we were a good team, but we had a lot of issues. And, well, that was 3 years ago, but there's a lot of teams that lift the cup and the next season don't make the playoffs.
Oh, that's happened to a lot of teams. That's what makes Edmonton's run in the 80s so amazing, is all the cups that they won. Yeah, they weren't in a row, and people will say that the Islanders and the Canadians dominated more in the 70s to the early 80s. But I tell you, I watched all those teams. I watched the Canadians, I watched the Islanders, and they won. But I tell you, when Edmonton came along, they were just a step ahead. It's kind of like when the Blues came into the league. Yeah, they made it to the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row, but those original 6 teams were just so much better from number 1 line to number 4 line. And unlike today, the number 4 line really didn't play that much back then, but the number 1 and number 2 lines played most of the game. So I think this team was just searching for a new identity. They were searching for something to rally around. And, you start believing in yourself, and I can tell they're out there having fun, because even though I played organized hockey, that pond hockey, that cold outside hockey is so much fun. You freeze your butt off, but you really don't feel like you're freezing because you're in the moment of the game. They've got heaters on the benches. They got hand warmers. It's probably going to get a couple degrees colder before the game's over. But the only thing that concerns me is if they can, and I know this is going to sound stupid, can they keep the ice warm enough? And people are going to say, what the heck are you talking about? When the ice I found, especially inside arenas, partial inside arenas, the pond, your perfect temperature to play outside is probably somewhere between 23 and 28 degrees, and you can do up to 30. But when you start getting down in those single digits, the ice comes real choppy. It's not solid like it normally is, and it can be dangerous. So I'm hoping they can keep track of that and heat up the ice, which is not something you'd normally do.
Oh, no, they have heaters there. They have 2 big heaters there. Yep. They are keeping heat in the ice. And I kind of, when they said that, I went and looked at it. The ice here is about 2 to 3 inches thick. And because it's only that thick, as it gets colder, ice expands downward. Right. And that's what happens in lakes and ponds in the ocean. It expands downward.
From the
top
here,
bottom. That ice can't expand downward. Since it can't expand downward, it actually has to come back up. And in coming back up, it's like a reverse shock wave.
Yeah,
so it expands down and then shock waves up.
It starts chopping the ice up to where it's very choppy. And I hope we don't see that, end up having an effect on the game. But like I've said before, don't complain about the ice surface, because the other team's got to play on it too. So.
Watching us get manhandled by you guys last year is what leads me to say that, and of course, great goaltending. Well, I appreciate that. The game is almost on. Lance, real quick, what do you expect in the second?
I expect to see a lot of the same thing. I mean, both teams have their style of play, and they're a lot alike. Be strong defensively and take opportunities over turnovers and keep the puck. Put pressure on the goaltender, and these teams are the 2 best in the conference that do that.
Ashley?
I'm just hoping they keep it simple, keep putting pressure on Talbot, and we'll, end up ahead.
For me, I want to see the Spezza line get back together and Tarasenko take over this game. That's what I kind of think could happen in the second. Okay, guys. Second period's up. Enjoy. This is Guy the Wild Blues fan for Lance the Scott and Ashley Jones saying aloha.